Welcome to my first video in, I guess, the Nephew Elite non-training series, but more the Nephew Elite following series, which will be me kind of going through my own journal, and this be like a diary for me to kind of explain what the journey I'm taking as a trader, as well as the journey I'm following, and how I'm taking the system that has been introduced to me and what I'm doing with it. So we'll just kind of go over a quick overview for the video of what my plan is. So it's going to be a lot of reviewing the training that I've done so far and what training I have not done, as well as the struggles that have hit me starting trading in the futures market, my ups and downs, what my first day of learning was like, to now the difference, not only my research, but as well as my hands-on in the market, actually learning. So I'm coming back into this video as I'm editing, and I realized I kind of went on a different path. So, but that over time, this is going to be my overview for the videos for this series. I want to document my journey as well as my progress while trading, so that way you can also see where I'm struggling at, and if you're having the same struggles, then when I work through it, you will also be able to see how I work through it personally. I mean, this is obvious stuff because this is what you're watching YouTube for, to see what people are doing. If you're trying to get information out of YouTube, at least, you will go to a video and see, you know, what they're doing compared to what you're doing, comparing notes, figuring out what system they're using, how it applies to them, and how you can apply it to yourself. So that's what this main point for the video is going to be. I know it's always kind of a longer video, and when you're watching it, if you guys stay till the end, you can kind of see it went on a certain track, and I tried to do it at least somewhat precisely and stay on topic. But if you know me, you know I kind of go on my own tangents as well, just like my uncle. But that is going to be the overview. Eventually, I'll have it honed down more and more bulleted, so I won't go off tangents. I'll really hit the points. But this first one, I want to be real raw. My just raw thoughts of what was kind of going on in the process. I know some of it I didn't go into as much detail as I would like, but in future videos I will plan to do that. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to stay at the end of the video, as well as, you know, hit the like button and subscribe, that would be very beneficial to both of us, because then we could be friends as well. So but thank you guys so much for tuning in, and enjoy the video. Well, let's get started real quick. I'm first going to explain what I'm interpreting from the system, and even though I know nothing about the full background of the market, I know somewhat, but not as much as I could know. Knowing what I know and how I'm trading off the information that's provided to me, you'll kind of get a background on that. Research I've made and done to continue my progress. That's going to go into a lot of my own self-research after Rexstock Actual and I have actually got done talking, and I'm just doing my own research to see what he is explaining and kind of proving to myself what his concepts are, as well as making sure that they are true in my own sense, if that makes sense. Not saying that his stuff is false, but making sure I verify it myself to make sure it's valid. So first we'll go through my first day of trading and what the difference is to now, and kind of a lot of my struggles that hit me. So a lot of tough spots for me are going to be, or like tough points are going to be my entries. My entries are going to be very huge on my first day of trading compared to now. My first day of trading, I had some okay entries. I got some lucky breaks that I entered at an okay spot, and it was able to, you know, jump to a high price, and I was able to pull out and make some good capital. But there has been times where I made very bad entries, and those entries resulted in, you know, continuously following up and buying market when I'm trying to, you know, participate in the trade. Those are a lot of bad entries I've made where I want to participate, so I put it when it's already shooting up, so there's no point for me to buy. Like if on this candle right here, I would have seen, what are we on, the 30-minute, so we'll jump down to the 5-minute chart real quick. And I'll just kind of explain some thought process I would have personally throughout this. So when I first started trading, let's say this first jump, you know, I would have saw the candle on the 4 chart setup. For those of you who are members would know, I'd probably be on the tick chart or chart 2, and I'd be looking at this, and I would have caught this bottom, but most likely when I first started trading I would not have, and I would have tried to buy maybe right here, most likely. Even though I had plenty of time to buy, I would have probably bought up here, expecting it to just keep flying up and probably touch this well, where's the most recently strong level? Well, there's not really one, but there might have been like an indicator up here telling me that the daily open or weekly close was up here. I could see that that was a strong signal that it might have been going to touch that. So I would have bought most likely up here, and then it would have fluxed, as you can see, and I would have panicked and probably sold, and I would have been out of profit, and I would have been in my loss. So how I've mitigated this was a lot of research and looking at my own footage. Not my own footage, I can't really say that I did it in replay, but looking at my stats and my P&L, and looking at where I was taking trades and how much I was losing from it, as well as watching Rexdog his videos on his streams. I'm watching a lot of his entry points and where he takes his profits at, or a huge point for me to kind of take from as well, because I wasn't taking a lot of I wasn't pulling out cash when I was getting it. So when I was in the profit, I would just try to continue it, and like every time it fluxed down, I'm kind of staying back, and I'm like, you know, it might go back up, so I want to stay out of this. Maybe if it keeps ripping up, I want to be part of that. You know, I want to ride the wave. A lot of times it wouldn't ride up all the way, because if you can see the market, and especially during like high time ranges, like on the hour marks, there's, you know, there can be volatility as well as at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, so you never truly know. And I was taking a lot of those, and I was just kind of sending it, hoping that it would go my direction, instead of fully analyzing what's happening in the past markets, looking at my setup, reading the system correctly. A lot of it I was just putting a trade in, hoping that it would continue to go that way, instead of actually analyzing and figuring out where the market is going. Because you can predict the market, even though I haven't been trading that long and I don't know a lot of background trading. From what the only way I'm trading is I'm predicting what's happening. It's as simple as that. Even if you don't believe me and you think I'm just a new trader and I'm just saying stuff, from the system I'm trading, it is telling me the predictions I can make, highly effective predictions in reaction zones, to then execute highly effective trades from those reaction zones, or reaction areas, whatever you want to call them. So that's a lot about my entries, and I've worked a lot on how to correct myself on entries. So instead of buying up here where I can kind of see this is a huge impulse right here, this huge alpha candle. In between this alpha candle, even at 50%, it tried to test, failed, got rejected, and continued to go long here, as you can see. So I would have most likely I would have put buys down here at this at our slow momentum indicator. I probably would have put buys around this area right here at the 179, and then probably a couple more down at like 66, 68. So as it comes down, it'll pick me up, and I'd pretty much ride this wave to the top. So that's the difference in what I've been doing a lot now compared to I was doing a lot of buy markets instead of waiting to get picked up. That's what I call it. There's probably an actual term for it, but I call it just getting picked up, and I get picked up and I'm cautionary and watching what the market is doing. Even if the market is going long, I know in the system that I'm trading that there are indicators that act as magnets, and indicators, for the most part, you can see which ones are acting as magnets and where high probability reaction areas are gonna occur. Another thing, like I've been talking about, is the buy and sells from our market price and set price pickup. I call the set price pickup for Tradeovate. You can just put a price somewhere and it'll come pick you up. That's what I call a pickup price, so if you're just wondering. a lot of working on that. My first couple of days, I'll kind of explain my first couple of days since we're just sending it now. But my first day, those who didn't tune into the live stream, I was in a very bad trade. People can call it diamond hands. I had diamond hands for a good amount of it, even though I was very big in the loss. And what my uncle was teaching me at the time was I could have pulled out early there and restarted and then started making profit earlier instead of being the loss for so long. I could have mitigated and corrected that loss, as well as gone into the profit by getting out early and then making a good trade, either catching that short momentum or that long momentum. Instead, I held on. I came into the profit still eventually. What I was predicting was still right, but I could have gone about it a better route and with less risk, if that makes sense. So if you want to tune into that live stream, you definitely can. It was a crazy day for me. It was my very first day trading, as well as I was a live stream too, so a lot of pressure, but it was a lot of fun. Next, we're going to be going into how I make my decisions, and a lot of this has to do with my own mindset and what I've been learning from the system. Because this system, you're going to learn, if you have the system already, you know it's kind of, you're adjusting it to how you trade. Because I'm not going to trade the same way my uncle does, but I'm trading the system regardless, whether I trade his system or whether I trade his way or not. And how I use it is I look at a lot of momentum and bias, obviously, but I'm a big candlestick watcher. For me personally, I like to look at the candlesticks and see far past of what areas can be reaction zones, including the indicator reaction spots. But I'm looking more to the candles because from what I can see from candles, not that much, but I can see a lot of levels that there are placed inside of the charts. So what I'll look at is if there's a huge impulse. I don't know a lot of patterns. Like I probably know like maybe 2 or 3 patterns, so I can't really tell you that much about them. But I can tell you that for a huge impulse up like this, I can expect from my own expectations, not that this is actually going to happen, but what I would probability thinking, I would think that this would have a reaction if it had a huge impulse, would pull back, or have it'd peel down, and I could buy while it's a little bit shorter price, and then continue the train to go while it's shooting up to go long, and consistently do that. It's called scalping. Most of you will know this, but that's what I've been looking at a lot more. And then I've also gone away from that and trying to catch where the lows are going to be and trying to ride that the whole day. And that's how my second day kind of happened. I tried to do a lot more entries, but I was putting a lot down on them, kind of testing. This was in demo. The second day was in demo, and I was doing a lot of testing my entries, and it went very badly for me. My second day was not as good as my first one. My third session, or I guess you could have said like my fifth, because technically the afternoon, morning sessions and overnight. But on the third day is when I really was focused down, and I was okay. I went through the night before and looked at all my strategies and kind of looked at all the notes I had, which I have a lot of notes, and went through the Rexall training system. And what really helped me, for those of you who don't have the full system, but I'll kind of go through the page and show you some of the stuff that I looked at. Alright, so a little transition. I had to kind of figure out what was going on with the page, but before I go into that, I didn't really talk about my other days, so I'm going to go back to the chart and I'll kind of explain my last 2 days. So yesterday, I don't remember what day this is, like, in a row, because I feel like I've been trading for a week and a half now. I think I've been trading for a week and learning for about a week and a half. So, just to get that out there. Okay, so to go with my third day, my third day was going to be 2 days ago. Or not my third day. I just said I don't know the days. What am I talking about? Sorry, like I said, a lot of this is going to be raw. I have some bullet points of what I want to talk about, but a lot of this is going to be pitching my raw thoughts and like how I've been learning so far. Because I want you guys didn't get that full experience. Like I said, we sat down and did a lot of the intro videos, and then we came to a point, and it really just, I had so many questions at one point, and he was trying to explain everything at one point. The whole entire system just came in about, and adapting and learning and asking more questions. Then he kept providing more information and more of the system. And at one point I learned it all. It was like maybe a 2-hour conversation of me learning everything, and that's how it clicked for me personally. But for everyone else, there's obviously going to be your own points in time where you're going to have it connect with you, you know. And it's different because I have him here one-on-one, so my questions are a little bit more broken down to a higher concept, where he can explain something that I'm asking at a lower level concept, and then introduce me to high level concepts that have to do with this low level concept. So that's kind of how that last day trading was. And a lot of you were wondering why we should stop the videos. That's the reason why, is he really taught me the rest system and kind of threw me into the live stream and the trading with the live money, and it started clicking for me. And then the past couple of days, learning it all, as well as adapting how I'm trading effectively in the system, in trading, in the market, is now evolving my skills as well as honing them down. So that's where my progress is at. And so I'll kind of explain my last 2 days. So you might not have seen my live stream, but it was pretty boring towards the afternoon session. This was in demo, so I know everyone's going to kind of be like, it's demo, it's not real money, this and that. But I'm taking demo very seriously, as I assume all of you should do, because it's, you know, the training before you do the real market and you're actually trading live money. Because obviously there's going to be a psychological mindset difference in between trading demo and live money. But I try to incorporate my training and demos realistic as I can be, because I want it to be authentic when I actually go, because I don't want to play around if it's just fake money compared to live money. I know that's everyone's thought on it, but I just want you guys to know I have the same process. So what the main thing I was going to talk about, going back, sorry, I know I'm just kind of freestyling here, but so 2 days ago is when I had my first good day. I streamed the afternoon. The morning session, I took a lot of the lows and I was riding them to the top. Like, my longest trade was 27 minutes. And my average trade was like 6 or 5 minutes, I want to say. I could be wrong. But this was in the morning, not in the afternoon, because I had some pretty short trades and I was scalping in the afternoon. But in the morning, I really tried to ride the long route that it was taking. So I caught it when I saw momentum and bias start to slowly change, and that's when I took up on sorry, I should probably be up on the screen so you guys can kind of not just be bored looking at a screen while I'm talking. So I kind of caught on a low like it down here, rode all the way to the top throughout the day, and then the afternoon I kind of scalped a little bit in the range. That's kind of what my day looked like the second day. Yesterday I woke up kind of later. For those of you who know me, I like to sleep, but I enjoy to get up early in the morning too. I'm more of a night guy personally. I like the night. I like to drive at night, listen to music. I think better at night. But sorry, just kind of going through random stuff here. I want to stay on track though, so you guys can kind of get, you know, the most value out of this video, because I think it's important for you as well as for me to kind of go back and see what my thought process is. A lot of you are going to be at a higher level of trading than I am personally. But for those of you who are new to trading and are interested in learning and understanding my process of where I've started at and how I am effectively trading the system that I use currently at a pretty good percentage as well, and I haven't been trading for that long. So I'm excited for my journey, and I would like for you guys to, you know, experience this journey, so then one day, whenever you have your own journey as well, going through the market and trading, that you have success, and as well as you know, a lot of fun. Because I find trading like amazing. Like, there's so much behind trading, and there's a whole cult and crypto, and you know, it's just, I think there's a lot of fun stuff in crypto, and I think it's one of the purest forms to like make money and make capital. It's pretty insane how I had no idea, and I have buddies who have traded, you know, stocks. Personally, I've also traded stocks, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time. But I have traded, and I have put money in bonds. But to see from a day trading perspective and to see futures is crazy. because how much you can hold on stocks compared to how much you can hold on futures blows my mind. And I've just recently learned about, how many futures there are, and that the MNQ is a microtransaction of the NNQ. It's, this is crazy to me. I know all of you know this, but I think it's just a crazy cool concept, and I think it's a very awesome and humbling experience for sure, because I definitely got humbled. Nothing like most traders have, but I've been humbled so far, and the market hurts. But as my uncle says, we punish the market out here. So I plan on punishing the market for hurting me my second day too. Not that you should think of the market like that. I'm just kind of joking around. But like I said, I want to have fun with this because I find it very intriguing and interesting. And I hope you guys do too, because I enjoy making the content too for you guys, even though I'm not like a super good trader. So, but I want to get there, and I'd like for you guys to climb with me. So that's kind of my first day's trading and kind of how my experience went. Yesterday I ended positive. I went into the profit. I read it long at like the afternoon portion, I think around like 11 or so, and I made $300 and took me out of the negative and put me at $185 profit. You guys can go check the P&Ls that we have on. Well, I can just show you actually. You can go to the P&L results, and here you can see both my uncle's and my own P&L history, as well as live streams you have on here proving it. And yeah, and so I'll take you guys through some of the training. This is probably a longer video. I apologize. I did not expect it to go this long, but I'm learning a lot from just kind of talking about all my fails that kind of happened and what I've been working on. So for those of you who don't have the trainer, a lot of the stuff on the website is going to be free, so you can we still have good value on the website even if you're not a member. But obviously the members will know that there's a lot more training inside the membership, as well as that's where our real full system is at. So a lot of the stuff on the page is going to be more to get you started to trading and understand the concept of trading. And then once you're at a level where you can trade highly effectively is when you can kind of more be an alpha in our system. Well, in our membership. One-time fee. And that's where that will begin, is when you're a high enough level trader, you can join our alpha program in our Discord as well. You'll be included in the training den, and you can learn a lot more high level concepts, and you can learn our full system and learn how we highly effectively trade and what that entails. So anyway, so this is just kind of the website. I'm going to show you guys a couple stuff that has helped me. So obviously I had no idea what any of this stuff is. I still don't know most of it. I've been watching videos every night, going through my uncle's YouTube and just kind of resourcing his videos that he has, as well as looking at live streams and seeing how he's actually mentally taking these trades, and how he's analyzing what trades to take and which ones to not. How he's reversing, where his entries are at, where he's putting his stop losses at. It's doing trailing stops. I've looked at a lot of his streams, and kind of, for me, I've seen how I can apply some of the stuff he does to my own, but more I've implied what he's reacting to the system at. Not as much him, but what he is choosing to do with the system that has been provided, and how he is trading through the system, if that kind of makes sense. So that's a lot of what I've been researching and watching, is how he is reacting to our system. So it's been a really cool experience, and so I recommend just going to some of the live streams, watching them. It's pretty cool time. You can watch him make like, a couple grand in a minute, or even 3,000 at the end of the day is still a really good profit. So like 26,000, really good profit. So these are, it's just crazy to me to make that much money. Also, this probably pertains to a lot of younger generation, but I had no idea that there was multiple. And some of you might call me dumb, but in school I didn't really learn that there was a lot of market crashes. We knew about the big two. And to find out, him and I had a conversation last night just about how many market crashes there are, and how many, that almost like 10 to 12 years or 8 to 12 years that a crash happens. But there's obviously a lot of signals and a lot of stuff that happens, you know, during that time before the crash, but it always happens. So that was crazy to me. I was like, there's no way. He has a whole entire page here kind of going through members. I think there's more, because our indicators, you can go back in any time, which is pretty crazy. I've personally researched, you know, grabbing the RDA and bringing the Rexall trade system to markets from the past, like 20, 30 years, and you can still see that the Rexall average is like reacting, or candles in the charts are reacting at the RDA and acting as a magnet, as we say it does, or as he says it does, and he's proven it. It's a pretty crazy concept. I've looked at quite a few indicators so far, obviously not as much as like hundreds or anything, but I've looked at a good like 20 numbers or so, or excuse me, a number of 20 or so, and you know, I really enjoy the Rexall average. That's what I use a lot. I also have been implementing some of my own indicators that I found and that seem interesting to me. I've pulled some of them and implemented them into my Rexall trading system, my own personal sheet or chart of indicators. Sorry, I'm kind of like, I have 4 brain cells right now. I probably need some more coffee. This is going to be a longer video, so I apologize. But I really hope some of you took some good information from this. And I know I probably said I was going to do some stuff and then I never explained it. So if I did in the video, you can let me know. This is my first one. I just wanted to kind of show you my journal of what I've been discovering trading so far, as well as what the market has showed me and what I've learned from it. I'm not sure if I need to get through too much more, but if you want to leave a like, or subscribe, or even just come to the Discord and just hang out, you know, we would love to hear some of everybody's thoughts. We have plenty of conversations in there about the different market strategies. People were talking crypto, NFTs. It's just a really fun channel. A lot of serious discussions as well. A lot of information, which is really good. I also think that if you guys like the video, you should definitely like it, because a little nervous here, but I'm just kidding. But if you guys want to comment anything, you know, I would love to respond to you guys, as well as my uncle will respond to you anytime. We want to build that engagement. We'd love to hear from you guys and hear your thoughts and feedback, because if this helps you, then, you know, I can continue to make videos like this. And if I continue to make videos like this and it helps you, then I would like to continue it. But I won't know for sure if you guys don't let me know down in the comments. Or even on Discord, you can just let me know. That's fine too. So yeah, there's a lot of free videos you can see on here. I think I'm actually logged in, so a lot of the people who are not members, you're not going to be able to see some of these. But our free ones, you can completely look at, you know, and then any questions you have, just drop them in the Discord, and most likely we'll be able to message you and let you know and answer you. So thank you guys for tuning into the video and watching and listening to me kind of go down rabbit holes and not really talk about a bunch, but thank you. And yacht.